Hey everyone, Galactic Seas. We're going to be doing a run at the ladder here using the Deception God. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. I did do a video where we opened up, I believe, 3 card packs. We had some pretty good pulls from that. One of them was actually really good. It was a card for the Druid or the Nature deck. Is it Nature? I think it's Nature. I used to play Hearthstone, so the name of the gods and even calling the gods is a concept that I have to start to get used to and kind of change over. I'm used to heroes and minions versus gods and creatures. So the card that we pulled was actually, I think it's a 3 mana 4/3, and when it attacks a creature, it refreshes 3 mana crystals, which is very nice. We're going to do Orpheus Distraction for this, since we're going against the War God, or the Warrior. Rapture Dance would be kind of a late game card, so let's try to mitigate for something better. This will do for now. Let's choose that and hope that we mulligan for another lower mana card when we get our cards back. We are going second, so going second against the War God is not ideal. They definitely tend to get early advantage. Depending on what type of deck they're running. Let's watch our opponent's behavior and see how they are and how they do. Not for, well, in particular because we want to make sure that we're not running into bots. That seems to be kind of an ongoing issue right now. Let's take care of that right now. Let's coin in our 1 mana 3/1, the Field Assassin. Checking on some stuff here. But by putting that 3/1 out on the board, it really does put pressure on their board. Now we'll have an early 3 mana turn, so essentially we'll get 2 3 mana turns back to back, which is great. I'm gonna use the face touch golem because it has the ward around it. It'll blocks 1 instance of destroy, transform, sleep, or non-attack damage from any opponent source. I really like that a lot. The 3/1 we're gonna keep hidden, just because we want to have that pressure or that presence on the board. Make it harder for them to deal with. We are taking 2 damage at a time, however, we are gonna start to catch up. Okay, this is where we use this. We'll clear that. Go to face to them. Pull out our Shadow Paladin. We'll continue to save our mana crystal. I'm debating whether I should use it next turn or not. It seems to me that they want to put quite a bit of pressure here on the board. Throwing that 5/6, the 5 mana 5/6 on turn 4 is going to put on quite a bit of pressure. They've already used up their mana crystal, so we have the advantage here to get to 5 mana earlier than they do. They may be having some hard time delegating or dealing with these the hidden minions. The Shadow Paladin's a very strong card to me. Because it is hidden for 1 turn, you can play it at 2 mana if you have a crystal. And then you have an early board control for 4/2 that's hidden. Pretty strong cards coming out right here. Let's do like we talked about. We'll clear this. Clear that as well. we'll coin in our 5 mana 5/6. It's Helios Battlesworn. Our turn is not going to be very strong next turn. We'll have a 1 mana Wild Hog, which it's a very good early mana to pull. It'll be at least a 2/3 that we have on the floor. We're going to be using this guy mainly to pressure. So it looks like our turn ended up being a little bit stronger from that 4-drop. Okay, if that survives, it'll continue to get health, so let's clear that. This, they already used the effect on it, which was Roar, to give the relic a +2 strength for its next attack. Ooh. Excuse me. That 2/6 is going to be hard to deal with, not impossible. We do want them to clear this before they use up all their mana crystals. That'll... Let's see. So after they take damage. Okay. We're gonna take care of that ourselves. And we will hit their face. We'll play the Wild Hog. We're not gonna attack with this Wild Hog. I want to wait until later. We have Rapture Dance for our next 6 mana turn, so I'm debating whether to wait for the draw card or take one of these. So obviously I passed up on taking up either one of those guys. We do have more... Oh, that's Blitz. Yep, it is. So they'll clear this, hopefully without clearing... without using any more mana. They might clear one of my minions here. The smarter thing to do would be to clear that 5/5 or the 5/4. So by killing that early before using by killing that gnome, the inconspicuous carriage, they've added 4 additional cards to their deck that are gonna draw, and when they do, it'll be 3 damage to them. They're bombs that are added to their deck, based on however many mana crystals they have left over after killing the inconspicuous carriage. I could clear the minion with our hero power next turn. It looks like that might be the best thing to do. Here we'll get enough favor to be able to pull out the 15 favor draw card. And we'll use that next. A good card to have. It's a good card to pull. It'll put pressure on the board by summoning 2 additional hyenas. And not just that, it's a frontline creature, so it could stop incoming attack. I'm really glad they played that when they did. Let's use this now. Oh wow. That doesn't normally happen, guys. Normally, one of them would have hit her, the other one would have hit their face. We have options here. Let's go ahead and take the removal for 2 mana. Ranger first bow. And this is just for us to be able to continue applying pressure or keeping pressure on the board. So let's read that card. Leech or deal 1 damage to each creature. I believe they... I wasn't paying attention, I should have been. But I think when it does 1 damage to each creature, it also heals the god creature for that many damage that it dealt. Starting to see higher cards here, more buffing as well. If they don't attack our 4-3 with their 4-4, we'll use the Rapture Dance next turn, and then one of our hyenas to clear. We're still going to be using well, let's do this. Let's clear that. Use this guy on the 5-3. Hope that our boar hits that guy, maybe. There we go. We could have also guaranteed a clear with the hyena and our hero power. And we ended up saving a Rapture Dance, which is good. The Rapture Dance would have worked as well. However, we wouldn't have had as many creatures on the board. We actually may have lost more. This is an interesting deck. I don't suppose I've really came across this deck. That's a tough card. You actually want to have that as early as possible. I've packed that card before in the warrior deck that I ran. However, I just didn't seem to get a lot of value out of it. It just... I attack with the board first, just in case it hit that. But I do want to clear this. So as I was saying, I packed that before, but I just wasn't getting very much value out of it. We'll send that back so that we can draw the bowl, burnished bowl. We'll throw this out there just to have a body on the board, and maybe a little bit more pressure, not much. So we're doing pretty well with this deck. This is built mainly for late game. Looks like they're, well, let's see actually. It seems like most of their game was pretty low mana cards, so 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 1 mana, 2 mana. So a lot of really early annoying cards. Him having control, or the warrior getting control early, and then being able to pull the Hearts of Bronze would have been pretty devastating to us. Let's deal damage to this. I could clear it and then use the Guild Enforcer, but let's try to end next turn. Either they'll concede on their own, or we'll clear next turn. City Planner is one of my favorite cards to throw in here. Most games haven't gotten to that phase where we're at 8 mana. This one actually seems to be there. So this summons 2 0/6 Ramparts, and they're actually frontline creatures. We're not going to clear with these because they're just one attack. we hit that guy for 1 damage. It didn't do damage, but it did give it hidden. Giving it hidden allowed us to actually get through the barrier and attack with our 10 mana, and then our 2 single 1 mana cards. Alright, we did pretty good on that one. We kept pretty good control, which is something you want to do with the warrior. They were set up for a very early attack in early control. We negated that by keeping control of the board and then strategically choosing our cards so that we wouldn't allow that to happen. That's it for this one. I'll be loading up another one here soon, and we'll see you guys in the next one.